Next question, Craig. You mentioned trainees, which is great. And certainly in the industry, there's a lot of discussion today about the number of appraisers and the number of appraisers entering the profession. So we've heard also this year about the PAREA program, the practical application of real estate appraisals, that is a new method for allowing potential future appraisers to get their experience. We also continue to hear discussion about the traditional trainee experience model. So is there a place for both in the future? Is PAREA going to solve the problem, or is it one of the answers? Share your thoughts on that state.
Well, I think that having an alternative track from the traditional trainer, mentor, trainee kind of a model has to become part of the process. We have too many people who are good, competent, qualified people who just can't find an entrance point into the appraisal space because of the difficulty in finding someone who will take on a trainee. And so there's real questions as to how effective the PAREA program will be because we don't have any real world experience with that. And there's many who look at that and say, well, how reliably can we get people trained when we're taking them from zero to certification and not having lots of real world practical experience? And so that, you've got those who look at that and say, I don't think that can happen. But, as the cynical part, having sat on the state board, having worked with lots of trainers and trainees, and you see the perpetuation of incompetence through kind of the poorly trained mentor who poorly trains his trainee, we got significant issues with the current model as well. And so whether this will be a better system or not remains to be seen. I personally have been a proponent of having PAREA take you through the license stage so that you can get your appraisal license and then get certified by real world experience. The only difficulty with that concept is not every state has the license step along the way. And I think if PAREA doesn't get you to a point where you are recognized by the users of appraisals that you are licensed in some way, it's not going to work very well.
Yeah.
But I know that, and you know that I'm on the appraisal foundation under the appraisal standards board, and we follow closely some of the things that are happening with our sister board, the AQB, and get reports on what's happening there. And as I understand it, there are two entities that have made proposals for PAREA. So it seems very likely that in the not too distant future, we're going to have actual programs that are out there. We don't know how much it's going to cost, but I do know that the Appraisal Foundation is actively involved in getting industry partners to bring some money to the table that will make scholarships available that may assist in, if the cost is too high, PAREA is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have some scholarship opportunities available, then that might help to make PAREA a more viable option. And we do know that there is some demand. The last report I heard is that we had over 900 inquiries at the Appraisal Foundation trying to look for access through the PAREA program. And so there's clearly demand there. So there's a lot of uncertainty, but I think it's got a lot of good possibilities of helping to solve some of these problems that seem to exist right now.
I concur. It's no secret I'm also involved with the foundation and the boards, and certainly don't speak for them, but I'm very encouraged by the progress that we're seeing. And like you, I believe the alternative path is important in creating new and broader openings that allow people to enter the profession and get their license or their certification and move forward. So yeah, there's much work to be done, and certainly excited for the to see that coming to fruition out there in the marketplace.